Alright, what up guys? GamerGuyTV here. Give me a second. I forgot to do something. Sorry guys, I'm back. My bad, sorry about that. I forget that I'm not at my primary setup. Alright, well, guys, we are back for another episode of Roblox Studio Speed Build. So for those of you who missed last episode, basically what we do is I set myself a time limit, a rough time limit, and we try to build a game within Roblox Studio within that time limit. Now, if you give me a second, I'm still getting my setup ready. There we go. Alright. Setup is done. So, guys, as you've all probably seen by the title of this video, our game is Rainbow Tycoon. Now, this Tycoon has 6 floors. Each floor represents one color of the rainbow. So like floor 1 will be red, 2 will be orange, 3 will be yellow, and so on, till we get to 6, and then we'll try to have like a rainbow roof. We're gonna have game passes in this. Basically, we're gonna try to make the map as big as possible because we want this to be a fun game that people can play with their friends and stuff and not have to worry about party size and everything. So alright, guys, sorry about that. I'm not terribly smart currently because I forgot to add the mic in. So, yeah, this has it. Okay. Anyway, let me start from the beginning. So there are going to be 6 floors. Each floor will be a different color of the rainbow. So, like, floor 1 will be red, floor 2 will be orange, floor 3 will be yellow. So on and so on. There are going to be game passes because we want this to be a group-friendly game. We want it to, you know, incorporate everyone. So we're going to add game passes for, like, extra weapons and stuff to make it fun. Now, we're going to have 3 different classes. We may have multiple classes within. We may have multiple tycoons within a class, but the 3 classes are going to be white, black, and gray, because we can't really do different color classes since this is a rainbow tycoon. So, the class colors are going to be the conveyor colors and maybe the wall colors. We're going to try to have the wall colors be the floor colors, but I have an idea in my head. I can't exactly explain it because it's in my head. I don't want to draw it on paper, scan it, and upload it in, and do all that work live on camera. There's going to be a central spawn, and there are going to be paths down to each class. Basically, if I look up the script to make it, I can do a conveyor. I can also just look at the Tycoon conveyor script and copy that in. But, and then there's going to be scenery around the spawn, and guys, we're going to add stuff in as this all comes together. So, let's head into Roblox Studio. Now, hopefully, this will work. I'm going to move around in here, just so that we can tell if it'll work. Yep, it is. Okay, cool. So, guys, I'm just double checking that I have my mic in here. Yes, I do. Okay, so you guys may remember this from the last Roblox Studio speed build that we did. The last one wasn't quite as sharp of a resolution, so it might have been a bit harder to see. But basically, yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to search through my models. As you can see, I have a lot of stuff in here. But if we go down, we get Zed's Tycoon kit. Now, the reason I'm using a Tycoon kit is I am not an expert at Roblox Studio programming because it's its own scripting language. And besides, Roblox is going down in popularity. So at this point, I'm doing it to make sure I'm still fresh in it. And also to teach newer people how to code because, you know, I'm not going to be one of the next generation Roblox game makers that's going to boost the game back up. But I don't know how to program in Roblox Studio, is the bottom line. So we're improvising using a Tycoon kit, as long as I don't delete it. Actually, it's better if I delete it. Using a Tycoon kit that has everything set for us, even though that's technically kind of cheating. We're not creating our own game. Yes, I could see that, but still, to be fair, we're still customizing it, but it's still a kit. Now, for those of you who might remember, in the last episode, we used just the basic kit. We didn't adjust the floor size or anything. Basically, the only things we're going to be left with are a basic dropper, not the white dropper that you see on screen now, but one of the other three. We're going to be left with one of those, the conveyor area, the touch to claim, the collector, I'll zoom in on that, it's the green pad thing, and the floor, and that'll be it. And the buttons and stuff, but we'll fix that later. Basically, I'm not as rushed on time today, so I'm not worrying too much about, you know, getting this uploaded. Besides, I put part 1 because a 6th floor Tycoon, it takes a long time to make. I made Pool Factory Tycoon over the summer. That took me about a month, working 2 or 3 hours a night. But to be fair, that was a lot more complicated than we are doing in this. That was creating a bunch of meshes. We'll play all of my games in the Random Tycoon series. I've just been playing a lot of Tycoons lately outside of our normal, you know, Roblox gaming stuff. And I had some ideas from some of the games that I've seen people publish. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to give you guys a second to process that. I'm going to clean off my desk real quick, and I will be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. So, a few things before we get started. Hang on, I'm out of breath from running all the way. I am not at my primary workspace today. Want to know the reason why? Sure you do. School is closed due to the dusting of snow that we got on the ground. Like, you can literally see the grass through it. I am not kidding. So I got all my cyber work done in the morning. So I decided to do a live stream. I also made a video or two earlier, but those took like 45 minutes altogether. So But I also showered, I unloaded the dishwasher, I did my cyber work, I chilled for a while, I showered, I brushed my teeth, I water picked since I have a braces appointment today. But basically the bottom line is I'm not at my primary workspace, so if the mic is not as great of a quality, that's why. Also, there are going to be different pauses in here, because to me it just sounds like I'm droning on in a monotonous voice if I continue to constantly talk. Also, another thing is, because this is 6 floors, we're not necessarily going to have really expensive prices. Like, dropper 1 will probably be 50. Dropper 2 might be 100, and dropper 3 might be 150. Those all seem like reasonable things to me to have. Now, I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. They could not be reasonable. And I could be making it way too easy. But my problem with Pool Factory, or Pool Toy Tycoon, was it took at least 3 hours to complete. I had my grandparents, my mom, my dad try it out. It was crazy. It was legit crazy. It took hours to complete. So we're going for like a total length of 30-45 minutes for this Tycoon to complete. But yeah, let's get into the actual video. Also, I'm exiting out of Roblox Studios, not officially. But if you guys hear this, that's because I am using the Corsair K70 Platinum that I did a product review on. Its keys are loud, and I can't change that because I don't have the required stuff for it. So yeah, you're just gonna have to deal with that. Sorry. Anyway, let's get into this. So, first of all, we do not want our Tycoon to be called Fighting Bears. We're gonna go with black. Few things that we can get rid of. Material value. Drop color. Yeah, and that's it. But we're going to set the team color to be black. So now when we play, when we test, let's put it that way, we'll bounce. And then you'll see the black team, we'll touch it to claim, and my name will go under that. Now, in the end, we will have a white and a gray team. I may do part 2 of this later today, but if school is closed again due to snow tomorrow, I might do part 2 then. We'll see. I'll probably end up doing part 2 then. But our spawn is the team color, and we're going to set our conveyor to be the team color. Now, the way we're going to do that is through scripting, and we'll get to that later. Basically, the way a Tycoon works is you put the purchases under purchases, and then you hook it up with a button. We do not want colorizer, because we want all of the drops to be their own material. Right? We also don't want to be materializer. We don't want there to be a mine. We're going to build our own walls, so we can get rid of the walls. We'll keep the owner-only door for now. What we're going to end up doing is, when we go to put the walls in, we're going to end up customizing that to fit sort of our main scheme, or to fit in with the walls. I have to admit, Tycoons that don't have owner-only doors are absolutely horrendous. Because if you put weapons in the game, like generic weapons in like a Fortress Tycoon, obviously you're going to have weapons. if you do, you don't want people to be able to sneak into the player's fortress and kill them. You want them to be able to have to lure the person outside and then kill them. Sorry guys, I have something stuck in my throat. But yeah. So owner-only doors help with that. So basically, yeah. Another thing we can do is we're going to keep dropper 1. We're going to keep it, not get rid of it. And we're going to delete the rest. So now we have our starter area, but we still have a ton of buttons. So we need to go into the buttons category. We're going to keep that, We're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of buy dropper 2. We can get rid of buy walls. We can get rid of buy mega dropper. We can get rid of the 2 upgrade walls. Buy an upgrader, yep, only door. Materializer, no. Colorizer, no. You can get rid of Game Pass, and then we can also get rid of Dev Product. Dev Product is a developer product, which is something that we will end up putting in. You guys won't be able to see me put it in through Roblox.com because I haven't gotten the browser script to be able to interact yet. But basically, this is what we've reduced our Tycoon down to. Now, essentials. The floor color is also going to be the team color. So what we're going to do is we're going to go under Insert Object, and we're going to insert a script. Now, in this script, we are going to say script.parent.brick.color is equal to game.workspace.zednov's Tycoon kit. And now this is to the point where it stops giving us options. So we're going to say dot tycoons dot black dot team color. Now what this will do is the team color location is not going to change at all. It will always stay under Zednov's Tycoon kit, within Zednov's Tycoon kit, within Tycoons, and within the black Tycoon. Now, the way we did it before was we did script.parent.parent.parent.parent.team color. And what that did was when we got further into the hierarchy of, order and what's a child of a parent and what that parent is a child of, when we got into that, it didn't really work because the amount of parents were not accurate. So we want the parents to be as accurate as possible, and the easiest way to do that is to do that. Now we're going to play real quick to see if we did this correct. Real simple answer, no, we didn't. And I know why. What we need to do is we need to bracket, quote bracket. It could be that. We could also need to do that with the Tycoons folder. I don't see why we would. Another thing is to make sure it's under the right thing, which it is. Or maybe just forgot the just forgot to take out the dot. Maybe that's it. Spawn. Okay, so we're gonna try to do this. Well, no, we can't. No, never mind. We can't. Okay. Let's try it like this. Let's try it like that. Okay? Still, no. Okay, that is weird. Because the spawn does it. So, game.workspace.sevnov Tycoon kit. Alright, now let's try it. I had a typo. It might work. We're not going to get too hung up on this. Bottom line is it's not working. We don't need the fancy script. It might come in handy later, but you know, I'm an idiot. Don't take that literally, guys. I needed to put that value in. Now watch it. Watch it. Yep, it works. Okay. So, guys, bottom line is I need to transition over from Unity to Roblox. The typo there was I did that team color, but I never put the dot value, so it didn't know what to assign. Now, from seeing that, we're going to make it as black as possible, but we're not going to do really black. We're going to do that black, which should make it so that we can see the textures in the floor a bit better. Yeah, we can see it a bit better, and it'll give our conveyor a little bit more of an edge. It looks like our stream is working fine at 30 frames per second. Another thing is, guys, I know I moved into this fancy workspace in my primary recording place, but I just got a new Roku TV in my TV room, so that's where I'm going to be staying probably Friday night. I'll probably record a video for you guys up there. I might do it in the basement, I'm not sure, but I'll definitely upload it from up there. And I'll just chill on the couch, watch a few TV shows, do homework, text with some friends. Another thing that I want to address while I'm copying and pasting the script into our conveyor, or actually, real quick, we'll address it in a second. Size 80, we're going to 1.5 that. So, because I actually don't feel like doing math on a snow day, we're going to do 80 times 1.5, which is 120. So 120, and then 45 times 1.5, 67.5. And then what we can do is collisions, we can turn off. And then up here under position, we should be able to set that to 0. And there we go. So we have enlarged our factory floor, which will give us more room in the end to do a bunch of stuff. So, guys, okay, I'm getting this cool plan in my head. What I wanted to address is, basically, we're going to, so before I address this, I'm a mess, guys, sorry, this isn't planned. Before I address what I wanted to address, what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the conveyor, and we're going to go through the conveyor area and extend some of this to be past here, and past here, because we're going to redo all of this, guys. All of this is going to be redone. It should be a totally different format, and it should look really, really cool. Anyway, I'm going to do some moving around while I talk. Basically, what I've been trying to say is, a lot of you are probably wondering why I have been uploading so much when school is closed. The reason is I just don't have the time and energy to do it on Friday nights like I do normally. And we saw this in December too, around my robotics competition. And the thing is, that's coming up quickly, guys. It's coming up very, very quickly. Because it's February 23rd is the competition, it's the state competition, and it's February 11th. We have 12 days. 12 days, we have to update our handout for the judges, we have to drill in Robot Game, we have to do practice judgings, we have to upgrade our poster board. What else? We need to work on core values. We need to do a bunch of stuff, and we don't have that much time. We had a team member out this weekend, we have a team member out next weekend, which leaves our 2 Wednesday practices for us to have the whole team there to do practice stuff before competition. So I've just been exhausted from schoolwork because, you know, end of term is coming up before we know it for us. I mean, I think our winter end of term assembly is February 22nd. So, yeah, it's freakishly close, guys. Freakishly close. And I have to admit, I am kind of scared for the end of second term, because it's second term, we'll have probably one more math test, but I've put the time in to study for math. I've gone to see the teacher. I've done a bunch of things to push my grade up in math, so now I'm sitting at an 89 average. I need one more A, and I have an A average for the first time in 2 years. So there's a lot of pressure on me there from, you know, my math teacher, because she wants me to get an A. My math teacher is really good. She taught my dad when he went to the school. And now she's teaching me. And this is 7th grade math, let me remind you. So it is not an easy thing to teach 2 members of 2 generations of a family to. She does a great job with it, though. So, yeah. But basically, all of my teachers want me to do well. I've been struggling more in science this year. Last year, I got an A on every test, so it was like straight A's. And I got moved up to a harder class this year, and it's definitely shown. It's definitely shown through in, you know, my grades and stuff like that. Because I was doing fine. I was getting like 90s and 80s. And then all of a sudden, I'm down to a 68 on a test. For those of you who don't know, that's a D+, which isn't good whatsoever. It just isn't good. No teacher is going to tell you that that is good. Crud. I just realized something. We're doing all this for nothing. We're doing all this for nothing. No. Anyway, sorry, I realized something for the Tycoon. Anyway, yeah, it's sort of hard to do. To go from getting A's and B's to getting D's. And I tried to bounce back on the last test, but I just couldn't. I don't know why I couldn't, but I just couldn't. You guys get how it is. I know you do. But I just couldn't bounce back. I ended up with a 73 on that test. So I've been doing better in math, but worse in science. Somebody explain to me how that happens. Please, because I need to know. I need to know how that happens. I've been putting the time in to study. I just don't know how I haven't gotten the grades that I used to be totally honest. I've been studying. I haven't gone to see the teacher for extra help. That might be part of it. But yeah, basically, guys, just with the amount of schoolwork that I have currently and the amount that's going to be coming up, I just don't have the time to record YouTube videos for you guys like I used to. I love doing it. It's so much fun. I just get a chance to express myself on camera. It's not on camera, it's on voice technically. But I still just get a chance to express myself that I don't during the day. Because I always feel like people are gonna make fun of me for it. I know it's a bad thing, but it's the truth. And the truth hurts sometimes. Let's put it like that. Basically, just, yeah, it's been a hard few weeks to make videos for you guys. And like this Friday, I think it was the 8th. Yeah, it was the 8th. Like this Friday, the 8th, I said, I went home. I came home from Rock Shop. You know, a friend of mine was driving up to Michigan for the weekend. So I was texting with her. And I came home from Rock Shop. And I go to the basement. I go to my workspace. But I don't feel like recording. I sit there, do some homework, go upstairs, you know, eat dinner, chill, fall asleep in the chair till 11, stay up till 2 texting with the friend who's driving to Michigan, or whose dad's driving to Michigan. She happens to be in the car. And that was my Friday night. Like, I tried to record, but I couldn't bring myself to it. And Sunday, normally I would say, okay, I didn't Friday night, I'll just record to Sunday. But my issue is Sundays, we now have robotics practice at 2:30 in the afternoon. So I'm getting over to my mom's, or to my workspace, at 2:30, or not at 2:30, at like 11. By the time I settle in, get stuff ready, do my homework, make sure I did stuff for practice, it's 1 o'clock and I don't have time to record a YouTube video and get it up in time where I don't need to, and get it up in time before I go to practice. I just don't have that time. I don't have that time anymore with robotics coming up, with the Rock Shop concert coming up. And it's just something for me to keep in mind of, is YouTube something that I want to continue doing? Because it's not like it's going to get any easier as I go up in education. You know, 8th grade we get more works, we get more homework, we have to take our honors exams for each class. We have ERBs, we have placement tests, we have field trips, we have more responsibilities, we have tests constantly. And and that's 8th grade, to give you guys that idea. That's in 8th grade. So I hate to think what 9th and 10th grade is going to be like. I just can't think about what it's going to be like to do that. Because it's going to have to be hard, you know? And if I can find the time to squeeze one in, great. The thing is, as you guys can see, we're only at 25 subscribers, and that's not a lot of people. It's a small community, which is good, because, you know, if we don't, just, you know, if I don't upload, I don't have to worry about pre-recording when I go on vacations. I don't have to worry about pre-recording that stuff. I don't have to worry about, you know, oh, what if I miss Friday? Is that going to create a huge issue? I don't have to worry about that being the small channel that we are. It's really simple at that point. Because, you know, you're also not terribly worried about content. We need to make this one big square for this to work. But you're also not worried about content, is the thing. Like, sure, it's good to upload good content, but you're not spending hours editing. I can tell you guys that when I first started this channel, I was spending an hour or two editing each video, and I had 3 subscribers at that point. I thought it was going to be much easier to kickstart a channel and be able to enable monetization much, much quicker than I actually could. I know it sounds like this is all scripted, but trust me, it's not scripted. It's the truth. When I started this channel back when I was in 5th grade, I thought, oh, by the time I'm in 7th grade, you know, I'll be making money from it and being able to market my own stuff. Well, I'm in 7th grade, less than 4 months left in 7th grade, and I'm at 25 subscribers. I'm 975 subscribers away from one requirement. Close, I'm like 7,000 views, like 7,700 views away from the second requirement, and I don't even know how far away I am from the third requirement to even have a shot at enabling monetization. So, yeah. It's been a long journey. When I realized that I wasn't going to be as famous as, like, Dan TDM, it took some getting used to, you could say. It took some of me accepting that I'm not going to be the next big YouTube star, that I'm not going to be, you know, incredibly famous, incredibly quick. And, you know, I realized that that's when it sort of sunk into me that, you know, as much as people might, and it was back 2 years ago, as much as people might say I'm turning into adult, I'm still very much a kid. My voice hasn't dropped yet. You know, I'm just trying my best. I'm struggling to find friends in school, and if my friends find this, I'm going to get teased about it and stuff like that. I sort of give this channel some credit for helping me become who I am now. I know it's sappy, get used to it. Basically, when I started this channel, I couldn't even raise my hand in class. I didn't have the confidence to do that. I thought I was going to be wrong, or I was just shy, or something. Right? We've all had that feeling of, oh my gosh, what if I'm wrong? Am I going to get laughed at? What's going to happen? Right? I mean, everyone has that. You know, it's not just me. Everyone has that. And I was finally able to convince my dad to let me have a YouTube channel. And I'm just incredibly glad that I got to have the chance to run this YouTube channel, because if I hadn't, then I don't know what would have happened to me. Currently, I might not be in the position that I am now. I might still be sitting by myself at lunch. I don't know. Anyway, the backstory to that comes from basically when I was very much 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. I didn't have that many friends. I wasn't the, the cross Monday, football Tuesday, soccer Wednesday. I wasn't the super athletic kid. I wasn't the go-to sports tournaments every weekend and win at it kid. I was the doesn't play any sports, really smart, plays video games, and goes grocery shopping on the weekend kid. I was that kid. The kid that no one really likes. So, it occurred to me around halfway through 5th grade that I should maybe start putting some effort in to school in general. I had been putting efforts into my grade. In 5th grade, I never got below an A on a math test. I had been doing very well in school. But I had 2 friends. I'm not going to mention names, but they were good friends. I had sleepovers with them and stuff, and I finally felt like I had fit in for once. And then around March of 2017, they go, "Oh yeah, we're not going to be your friend anymore, because we've been told if we're not your friend, then we can be part of the cool kids." And they went and ditched me, threw me away. And that was hard. I spent the next few months sitting by myself at lunch, playing by myself on the playground at recess. They didn't realize how much it can affect a person. Doing that to a person, saying, "I'm not going to be friends with you because I can be part of a group." Nobody ever realizes how much that hurts. And, it was hard last year because there was this guy that was in my advisory, had the same last name as me, was a great guy, had every single class with him. And, I was part of I became his friend and joined his friend group and finally fit in there. Unfortunately, he left and went to another school between grade 5 and grade 6. Or grade 6 and grade 7, sorry. So, yeah, that was... It was, it was hard to find a new group to be in a way. These things always are hard. You find someone that you enjoy being with, and then they leave. And that's hard. It's hard to find new friends, right? Everyone gets that. It's not just me. It's not just me. But I had this one friend that when him and the other friend that I had in 5th grade ditched me, this one guy sort of held on to that friendship and was, at that time, Roblox was popular, so he was playing Roblox with me. And, you know, we had fun with each other over the summer, and we started sitting with each other at lunch at the beginning of 6th grade. Well, he did the same thing that the other friend did a year before. And he ditched me to become friends with the cool kids again. He didn't necessarily ditch me, but our friendship wasn't as strong. It's the better way to put it. I don't mean to say anything mean about the guy. Great guy. But, you know, that hurt a bit. And the other guy was still there. He wouldn't let go of the fact that I am me and I'm not going to change. And they wouldn't let me into that group, even though I wanted to be into the group. So, you know, I settled. And then his dad found a new job somewhere else, so they moved down there. It's like an hour away, so he's not coming here, and his sister isn't either. It's been interesting without him. I can definitely say that. Because now, after the guy that I was friends with, who had the same last name as me, left, it was hard, you know. I sat with that group, but it just wasn't the same. So I ended up sitting with the friend who held on to that relationship. I ended up sitting with him some of the time, with the group some other time. And then I had this bold idea after my first bar mitzvah party of, you know, these are really fun. Maybe I want to slow dance, but no girls really know me that well. So maybe I should sit with the popular kids. It's been a long journey since then. But I was lucky enough to get accepted into the popular kids group. Let me rephrase that. I threw myself out there, and as a reward of that, I am now a popular kid. As a reward of that. From talking with, you know, my dad and my grandparents, these popular kids have always been popular kids, you know. They've never been particularly nice. They've always been jerks to some people. Never had very good relationships with other people. But for me, I held on to a specific friendship that I had with this girl in my grade. Now we're great friends. We've had 7 people, I think, attempt to get us to slow dance. And I don't quite know, but I think somewhere around 5 people think that we're dating so far. So it's been a heck of a journey getting to the point that I am now. And all I can say is I have no regrets of doing it. If anything, it was the most fun I've had in a while attempting to be part of a friend group. But yes, just so you guys know, I am now a popular kid in my grade. That still doesn't change the fact that no girls know who I am. But it does change the fact of me being unpopular. That it does change the fact of. And it matters. It really does. You know, it might sound like I'm being, you know, silly and stuff. But no, I'm not. It legit matters to certain people if you're popular or not. Because from what I've seen, it's sort of like a stereotype for popular girls to have crushes on popular boys, and popular boys to have crushes on popular girls. That's the way it sort of played out to me. Now, don't get me wrong, I would love to be wrong about that. I would love to hear from certain people that, they had a crush on a popular kid, or they were a popular kid and had a crush on an unpopular kid, and they ended up working out. I'd love to hear that. There'd be nothing disappointing about that to me. There would literally be nothing disappointing about it to me, because that says that, maybe the cool kid stuff isn't as, stereotypical as we think it is. Maybe not cool kids can hook up with cool kids. I think I might have said new kids. Sorry. Maybe they can, maybe some work, some don't. I have no way of knowing this, because I haven't been a popular kid in my grade, in my community, long enough to know these things. And I think some people will agree with me about the stereotype and others won't. I think it does matter in this world if that stereotype does affect certain people, because then we need to be aware of that. Because then we need to be aware of that and be aware that we need to be careful about the stereotypes that we make. It might be simple to us of, oh, that kid's not popular and therefore shouldn't hook up with a popular kid. But that not popular kid could really like a popular girl if that popular kid was a boy. So just, yeah, I think we all need to be aware of that. Just be aware that it's sort of happening within our society, that the stereotype is happening. Okay, guys, just so you know, I don't know what I'm saying. I really don't. I literally don't know what I'm saying at all. So don't quote me on any of this when the stream is over. By the way, I'm probably going to end up going till about 4:15 my time, which is about another hour. What ends up happening with me in the live streams is I end up getting caught up in talking about something and then end up not focusing, and 2 hours later we've gotten nothing done. That's sort of what happened here, but not really. It's a less severe case of that. Basically what I'm doing now is I'm taking inspiration, and this is allowed, it's not copyright. I'm taking inspiration from another creator. Okay? I'm not taking his work. I'm just using a style that he brought into existence and modifying it to fit my game. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not copyright. Don't go striking me for copyright here. I know I've said it's not copyright enough times, but there are still going to be those people that just want to strike me for copyright of another creator, and it's not copyright. But what I'm doing is we're going to put like a wall there. We're going to put a roof and a wall on it so that it looks like it's sliding out. And we don't need to put decals or anything on, because, we're not that fancy. We're just trying to make like a fun, enjoyable game and make it look colorful. Now, guys, if you all notice, we did set our conveyor belt color to the team color. But basically, yeah, guys, we're going to have, and I'm going to adjust this too. We're going to have like, I don't know, 3 or 4 droppers per conveyor, and there's going to be, 4 sides, so it's going to be a bunch of droppers, but like red will be a value of 10, orange will be a value of 50, and stuff like that. They're all going to be the same value. That we might put on the back somewhere. But because basically, guys, for those of you who don't necessarily understand the nature of a Tycoon, the Tycoon we made in the last episode, that was basically a test to see, how bad was it at 10 frames per second? Could it run at 30? Is it the network strength? What is it? But basically now we are doing the real thing. We're making a real game within Roblox Studio. So yeah, basically this is the real thing, guys. I'm not trying to launch into another, full-on speech about this is the real thing. Like, there's no more trial and error. We just need to see if this works now, because one possibility is it could get held up. No, it works. Okay. Now what we need to do is take this and make it red. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to change some of the materials. Basically, guys, once we get this working, this is going to be the baseline for every other dropper in here. Now, yes, we're still going to have to do the walls and everything. The walls, make the second floor, make the ladders, do all that. But this stuff is going to end up being like the baseline for everything else. For basically, everything else in here. Because what we're really doing is we're really taking, we're really taking the same basic thing and making it interesting. Now, another thing we're going to do is put the rate at which they drop. This is another thing I've seen from Tycoons. Basically, I'm not trying to pull a Fortnite here and get accused of copyright by another game. For those of you who don't know, when PUBG came out and had a huge success, Fortnite then added a Battle Royale mode in to try to be better than, to try to beat PUBG at their own thing. Which, isn't necessarily acceptable. Probably the best of us can realize that and acknowledge that. But it's what Fortnite did. It's what they wanted to do, and no one could stop them from that. Or, let me rephrase that. People could stop them from that. They just didn't want to. Let's put it like that. Oh. Sorry, guys. It's annoying when it does that. When you select something, but it doesn't quite select. So it selects the whole Tycoon. When you don't want it to select the whole Tycoon, you only want it to select a part of the Tycoon. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do Surface UI. Or Surface GUI. I call it Surface UI. You guys can call it what you want. So now what we can do is text label, and we need to go in size 200. Let's make that 500. $500. 750. Not quite. Closer. 800. There we go. So because this is a square, 800 by 800 should do the trick. Now, what we can do is text scaled label ooh. That could be an issue. It's upside down. If I rotate the part, hang on guys, I'm gonna mute the mic. Hi.
Hello there, Mr. Leo. You want a snack or anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay, I know you're gonna go down later, but you can brush your teeth before then, so that's not a problem.
Right, no, I'm good.
Okay, you busy?
Yeah, I'm live streaming.
Oh, just a minute to go. All right, see you in an hour.
Alright, bye.
Bye.
Sorry guys, my grandmother was calling me. If I rotate this, yes it does. Okay, cool. So now what we need to do is text scale. Text. So for the text itself, we're gonna go rate 1.5. And actually, let's do 400. Let's do 800 by 400. Or 350. Doesn't matter if it's perfectly centered. We're going to rename this rate. Okay? We're going to rename it rate. And the reason we're going to rename it rate is for organization, because we're going to have another one with value. So now, theoretically, background transparency 1. Background transparency 1. Rate, we can now go in, size, color. Sorry guys, it's been a while since I've used this. Position, 100. Nope, okay. So it is, no, not size, position, 100 down. 350 is a bit much. Let's try 275. There we go. So now we can go down to where it says rate 1.5 and value 10. Perfect. Now, what we probably want to do is we probably want to set it to like a white color so that we can see it easy. Okay, that doesn't do anything. Text color, white, and we're going to go into the part and make the material a smooth plastic so that you can see it a bit easier. So now when we go and hit play, you can see it's dropping our little red guys. And on the back, we'll scale it up a bit. And on the back, you can see the rate and stuff. I might be the only one that found that cool. I don't know for a fact, though. So let's do 4. Four by 4. That should be enough. So that now it is very clear. You can very clearly see it when you walk around the back. Rate 1.5, value 10. Yep, okay. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to, first of all, that's going to be our red dropper. We're also going to move the owner-only door back a bit so that we have more room to work. Now, basically, another thing is the naming of these episodes. They're called Part 1 and Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. We might even get to Part 6 for this one. Because in the end, it is, quite hard to tell what you're going to get done in a live. You can set out to do a certain task and end when you get it done. Sure, you can do that, but if you want to, make progress, you don't know what you're going to get done. So rather than trying to guess, I figured, just name it and we'll be fine. So now under buttons, begin working. We're going to put over here. Okay? I'm going to put it, rename by red dropper 1. And then, oh shoot, where's the money sign? There we go. 0. Price 0. Object red dropper 1. So now what we can do is we can now go into our game, and as you can see, we don't have a red dropper anywhere. So, we claim the Tycoon, we don't have any cash to collect. We hit red dropper 1, bam. The stuff starts coming out every 1.5 seconds. We go over, we wait for 50, we're able to pick that up, and then we'll have, another red dropper. So basically, guys, that's how the Tycoon is going to work. It's going to be like 4 per conveyor. So we'll have 16. We'll be getting a lot, but the price is going to jump from floor to floor. So, it'll be like a pretty nice amount by the second floor, and then it'll be that same amount by the next dropper, but after that, it'll go up at a reasonable amount. So now what we need to do is we need to go into purchases, duplicate, drag it over here, but we don't want it dropping out over there. We want it dropping on the conveyor. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag it so that the sign is on the right, and we're going to drag it so that the ramp is somewhat over the conveyor. We're going to have it as red dropper 2. Now what we can easily do is do this, duplicate the button, drag it over, we'll rename it by, if I cannot hit the caps lock, by red dropper 2, 50, price 50, object red dropper 2. Now there's one thing that we are missing, the dependency. So we're going to copy that. No, I don't, no. We're going to copy that and then paste into here. We're going to have red dropper 1 as our dependency. So now let's test that out. All right, let's test that out. Okay, good. Neither red dropper is in plain sight, which means the button hooked up correctly. So, we have that. We're going to wait for it to start dropping red stuff. 30, 40, 50. Do that. Then go around to the dependency didn't work. Okay. So dependency, red dropper 1, object, red dropper. Oh, it's because I have an extra P in there. Okay. So guys, we're not actually going to play out the Tycoon. I'm going to cheat a bit. The last time I tried to do this, it didn't work. So what we can do is we can go in black, currency to collect, make it like 100. No, we can't. We can't cheat anymore, guys. We can't cheat anymore. What we used to be able to do is, for testing purposes, we used to be able to drop like billions of dollars in. So yeah, 40. We do that. We now get our second red dropper on the conveyor. So now we're going to have it alternate like this. Okay? We're going to have it alternate like this for another 4 droppers, and we're not going to test those per se. We're going to get rid of this buy dropper 1. We're not going to test those because we know it works, and it just slows the production down. If you guys get what I mean, great. If not, I'll explain it. Basically, what we want is we want our game to be able to be played quickly, but we also want it to be able to be produced quickly. Right? We don't want it to take, months to produce and then have nobody play it. Okay? That's not what we want. We want our game to be played easily, but also allow the player to have some basic fun while playing the game. Because for me, if the game wasn't fun, then I didn't want to play it. Now, yes, some of you could argue that it's the exact same thing, you're just buying stuff over and over. You guys do not know how many tycoons currently do that. And the best thing about naming all of our products Red Dropper is we get to just replace everything. Get to replace the number. So guys, hang on a second. I need to adjust my Corsair keyboard settings because the setting that I have it at currently is making me a bit dizzy. So I'm going to set it to color shift. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I just didn't want myself getting dizzy and having to end out our stream for some weird reason. I meant to say weird there, if you couldn't tell. So buy dropper 4, 150. We need red dropper, so buy red dropper 4, 150. Great. Okay. Dependency red dropper 3, object red dropper 4, and price 150. So before we test out our game, we are going to quickly add in some customization to our collector, to our part collector. Now, we're going to do it under conveyor. We're going to insert part. We're going to make it white material glass. I'm going to set it there. I'm going to set it to be pretty thin. And mind you, I'm changing the camera view to make it easier for myself to do the stuff in. And actually, why I'm doing it over here, I don't know. So real quick, let's go in, delete that part, delete that part. Now this white glass is going to come up to about here. I'm going to duplicate it and drag it over to the other side, right? You know, like any logical human being would do. And what we're going to do is collisions, to have it not collide with anything, is helpful in some cases, sort of in this case, but not particularly. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these three parts, we're going to go under model up here, and we're going to union it. Now what that means is I can change the whole color. If I use part color, I can change the whole entire color. I can change the property of multiple parts at once, which is what we really, really want to do, right? Now, we're going to call this rename. We're going to end up unioning 4 of these walls together at one point. Now, transparency 0.5. That's too much. 7, way too much. 0.2. 3. 0.35. There we go. So, you know, we can make it a different shade. Now, we're gonna do all of these walls at once because it's just easier to do in that way. Please don't get rid of anything important. Thank you. Wait. No, it did get rid of stuff. It did get rid of important stuff. That can stay. These two can go. Wall 1, we're going to duplicate and rotate it around its own axis. Drag it back here. Put collisions on. Drag collisions back off. And do that. So it should be just about perfect. I'm going to drag it over a bit more. What we can now do is rename this to wall 2, duplicate, drag over, put collisions. Whoa, nope. Do that, turn collisions off. Oh, shoot. Rename wall 3, duplicate. We actually don't want to duplicate wall 3, we want to duplicate wall 1. You know, drag, collisions, move, turn collisions off, and now what we can do is union that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to delete the union, put this stuff back in, and then union it yet again. And then we're going to put anchored locked. And now we're going to hit play. So basically, guys, we can always ununion the individual unions. But basically, that's going to be our height. And we're going to duplicate that, and we're going to have the exact same conveyor layouts on each floor and stuff like that. But now we can buy the red dropper, the first one, and it'll go into that area, which soon will not be accessible. Guys, hopefully we can get finished the first floor of droppers. We might put, you know, weapon givers in. We might do that, but we might not. We might just make it, you know, the Tycoon itself. Now we have a pretty good balance here going. And as you can see, they're all going in, and the goal is that, you know, you have to come down to the first floor. Hopefully we'll have ladders on the walls to get us to that height, to get us to the height that we need. But basically, yeah, the goal is we're going to have all different colored drops coming down from a bunch of levels, and hopefully it'll look cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do conveyor, duplicate it, make it conveyor, and then we're going to get rid of the wall, and then we're going to make it conveyor extension 1.11, or conveyor extension 1. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take that, rotate it, drag it here, and approximately line it up. Now what we can do is we can get rid of that, which should make it a bit easier. Now, oh no, 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 no. We don't need the entrance. It'll be fine. Besides, that's extension 1. And then what we should be able to do is we should be able to duplicate droppers 1 through 4, duplicate them, move them over, and then duplicate that to conveyors 4, 5, or droppers 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll be able to do that with the 2, and hopefully finish the first floor of droppers, play it, and then the second part will be floor 2. Now, guys, I don't know how many parts that this is going to be. I really don't. We're going to say by conveyor extension. Let's make it 300. Dependency, red dropper 4, object, conveyor extension 1, price 300. Now, we're not going to play this yet. What we're going to do is we're going to go purchases, now, I meant to do that, guys. I meant to do that. Because now what we can do is we can duplicate selected, move, we can rotate them. No, 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 no. We can rotate them like that. We can move them like that. And here, you can put red dropper 5, red dropper 6, that'll be 8, dropper 6, red dropper 7, and red dropper 8, not 48. We should not have 48 red droppers. Alright, that's set up in purchases, but now for buttons, we should be able to just do the exact same thing, right? No, rotate them, do that, drag them over, and then red dropper 5, 400. Rename by red dropper 6, 7, or 500. A red dropper 4. No. Okay, so what did we miss? We've got by red dropper 7. That'll be 600. And then this 4 will be by red dropper 8, 700. Alright, so now dropper 5, object red dropper 5. We need to drag and drop dependency. Paste into dependency, should be 4, object price 400, not 4,000, 5, 6, dependency 5, object, no, object should be dropper 6, price 500, red dropper 7, that should be 6, object dropper 7, price 600, that's 7, then 8, dependency would be 7, object would be 8, and price would be 700. So let's just play this now to test it. Then we'll go ahead and put conveyors 3 and 4 in. Okay, something didn't go right in the conveyor extension. Object, conveyor, extension, conveyor, extension 1. I think I had a typo in there. Sorry, guys. We'll see. Might not have. Still? If this doesn't fix it, I don't know, guys. Yeah, I literally don't know. Oh, is it not under purchases? I feel really smart now. Okay. It's the second mistake I've made all day. Alright, so, we'll have a spawn area, so we won't have to keep doing that. By dropper 1, we'll start dispensing. I thought the ramp was kind of a cool idea. We could make these a lot more decorative, but again, it's supposed to be fun because, people can compare different colors and see who gets to purple faster. So now dropper 3 was 100, or at 180, so that should be no problem. Number 3. Dropper 3 at 100. Or let's dropper 4 at 150. Conveyor extension 1. Okay, so we have a button problem that we need to fix there. But red dropper 5, we don't have enough money for. So now we do, so we buy dropper 5. And now, once that starts dropping, you can see they're coming in from all angles. Not all yet, but close to all angles. Now, guys, let's keep in mind that I am working on, if I wanted to be really, really serious, then I would be. Okay? If I wanted to be legit serious about making good-looking droppers and having it be, a bunch of stuff, then I would be doing that. But I'm not that particularly interested in doing that. So we just need to fix red dropper 5 with the dependency. That'll be easy. But then we're done. Well, scratch that. By red dropper 5 dependency conveyor extension 1. Great. So now purchases conveyor extension 1 we can duplicate into conveyor extension 2. Rotate it. Hopefully hit the right control. Do that. While we're at it, we might as well do conveyor extension 3. While we're at it, it'll make doing all of the droppers a lot easier. Rename conveyor extension 3. Okay, so now we have that. So now what we need to do is buttons. Conveyor extension. We need to update it to be conveyor extension. Okay, so we need to update it to fit the price range. So let's just put it at 1,000. Dependency for, we'll make that 8. Object, nope, don't need to add anything there. Make it 2. Price, 1, 3 zeros. Great. All right. So what I'm actually going to do is, for the upgraders, we're going to put them in. We're just going to put buy upgraders on a button. We'll get to that later. Our goal is to finish floor 1 in like 15 minutes. This should be fun. Now we're going to go up by like 200, so I'll just say 1,800. So the next one will probably be 2,000. If that's 8, then dependency 12 should be conveyor extension 3 and price 2, 1, 2, 3. 3 zeros. Okay, so purchases, oh boy, Here is the fun part. Duplicate them. Rotate, that might be correct. No, it certainly is not. That should be correct. So now, if we move it all into place, there we go. So now, we want the farthest one, we want the closest one to be dropper. So, let's just go through. Dropper 1, red dropper 9. Cool. 5. That to be red dropper 10. Now we want that to be name 11, and that to be name 12. Okay, we're making good time. Okay, so now want this to be renamed to 15. This to be renamed to 14. This to be renamed to 15. Not slash, that's going to mess up our whole entire scheme. 15. Then this to be 16. All right. Woo! That is done. Buttons now. Great. So if I do that, and then drag it back into buttons, it'll go up there. Great. So now comes the fun part yet again. You have to duplicate them, rotate them, drag them into place. Which, when I say fun part, I mean not fun part. Because the thing is, creating these games, a ton of fun. But they take a long time to make. I'll admit it. They do. They take a long time to make. And if you guys want to know the reason, I'll tell you. The reason is it takes so long to custom make everything. It really does. So, we're going to delete these and do it the old-fashioned way. We're going to take dropper 1. No, I'm going to take dropper 2 because it has dependency. I'm going to put these in first. So, buy red dropper 9. $1,200. Dependency. Nope, not humanoid. Dependency. Conveyor extension 1. With that object red dropper 9, price 1200. So from here, we can duplicate the button, put it into there, rename by red dropper 1, 10, 1400. Let's put the ER in just to, make sure. Dependency, red dropper 9, object 10, price 1400. Great. We are rolling along. Rename by red dropper 11, 1600. We're going up by 200, which, by the way, is going to be easy as pie. And we want it to be 11, num price 1600 by red dropper 12, duplicate the button at by red dropper 12, 1800, dependency dropper 11, object dropper 12, price 1800. Alright, that's that row set. Now we're going to go over to here. 12, yep, looks good. Name by red dropper 13, 2300, dependency conveyor extension 3, object 13, price 2300, duplicate, rename by red dropper 14, 600, dependency red dropper 13, object 14, 600, 14, can duplicate into that, name by dropper 16, 15, 900, nope, by red dropper 15, 20, 900, fix this, dependency 14, object 15, price 2900. Great. Alright. This is looking really good, guys. By red dropper 16 for 3200. Dependency is 15. Object 16. Price 3200. Alright, now here's what I'm talking about with the upgraders. So we're going to go back under purchases. We're going to rename this to red upgrader. We're going to take everything else but the upgrader. So the upgrader now becomes bright red, right? And we're literally gonna stick it right there. Upgrader, duplicate over here. These two can duplicate, rotate around the axis, move each one out a bit. Great, we have that. So now we need to group these. Rename. Upgrader. Great. So now we're going to go back into buttons. Rename by red. Upgrader. We'll make it 3500. Dependency. Red dropper 16. Object red. Upgrader. Price. I don't want to add anything in. 3500. Alright, now it's time to test this and see how that 15 minutes of hard work paid out. It looks like it all worked shockingly. But guys, so basically, yeah, if I don't post as many videos in the next 12 days, I mean, apart from live streams like this, but either way, it's because of robotics. Our team is working so hard. We took our point total in the robot game from 110 points to 160 in 2.5 hours yesterday. We've been working really hard, so we can just hope that we move on from state level to world level. You guys will get vlogs probably on TikTok from that, because that'll be insane, guys. That will be insane if we move on to world level. Like, that's competing nationally or internationally. Okay? That's like convince the school to buy tickets, to buy plane tickets. So we have an issue in the button for dropper 9. Oh crap, I wonder if that's not... If it doesn't buy, then we have something wrong. No, but if it wasn't going to buy, then it wouldn't show. So now we're going to $600. But guys, I'm hoping as much as the rest of the team that we do indeed move on from states. 4 of our 6 team members, including myself, are senior members. I've been doing the team for 4 years. Other people have been doing it for 3, 2, and 1. But the 4 senior members are moving up to the next competition level, which basically means we want to go out with a bang. We don't want to just settle at states and say, we're happy to be here, this is how we'll go out. No, we want to settle at states as we are one of the top teams in the states, and we're moving on. That is how we want to set ourselves. Okay, that's a mess. It did buy, by the way. I don't think the dependency was quite right. So now we just have a bunch of stuff that's going to get displaced. Dropper 10, 14, or yeah, dropper 10, 1400. And guys, we're playing through, and then I'm ending the stream here. I'll save it. I'll save the project locally so that we can come back. Maybe do part 2 later. Maybe do part 2 tomorrow. Who knows? 1400. 1600 next. But guys, see how good it looks coming in? And then we'll have like orange and yellow and green and blue and purple colors all coming in from like the top, and it'll be awesome. Alright, it'll be awesome. But yeah, basically guys, this robotics and schoolwork is why I probably won't be posting as frequently within the next few weeks. Okay, I forgot to set that. 1800. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, no, 12 I set. Okay. Basically, yeah. It's gonna be a heck of a journey for these next 12 days because my dad is part of the chair for the robotics program. He's part of the board for it, so I get to help set up for the state championships. So in a way, I'm competing in the state championships, but I'm also part of the setup crew. I've been part of the teardown crew in various different robotics events throughout the season. But I've never actually done setup with friends, and I'm not doing it with friends this year, it's just me. But it's always fun because, you know, you're doing work while having fun, in a way. Besides, I get to pack my team's packet. What's better than that? So there are still a few questions that I have to ask my dad on whether I can... Okay, we need to fix that. I'll fix it off camera, guys, but I need to go, so let me save as Rainbow Tycoon. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Tune into the next stream, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.